What's up everybody? Today I'm going to be running you through the solo for the Hello Metal cover that I did with Leo from Frog Leap Studios. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out on Leo's channel now. It's got something crazy like 3 million views, which is... that's a lot of people. So it's fairly simple, but it can be a little bit tricky towards the end because of the speed. It's in standard tuning. And we're using the F minor pentatonic and the blues scale with the blues note. So the first section goes like this. Okay, so all that is it's all on one string, all on the G, and it's a half tone bend from the 3rd fret on the G, a really quick one, and goes back to pitch. And then from there it's a slow bend with some picking. And a little bit of palm muting as well. You could even throw in some pinch harmonics if you want to. So from there, we do that half tone bend again, and it goes back to the 1st fret. And you do that 3 times. And you slide up to the 10th fret, that's our exit note, and give it some tone wide vibrato. So the second section is just a Zakk Wylde style kind of pentatonic run. It's pretty simple, but it's kind of fast, so it can be a bit tricky. And that goes like this. Okay, so that's the 15th fret on the G, and then the 13th fret on the G as well. And then you move the whole thing down to the next string and do the same thing. So 15, 13 on the G, 15, 13 on the A. You do that 8 times. And from there, we have this ascending run, but it's kind of descending as well because it's going backwards. Do you see what I mean? So it's a slight variation. You go 16 on the G, 13, 15, then 13 again, and then down to the A, 15, and 13. Okay, so from there we move up to the next set of strings, and it kind of bridges into the next pentatonic position here. You start on the 18th fret, then down to the 13th, the 16th, and then the 13th again, and then down to the 16th on the G, and then 13th on the G. Okay, so the next part is just exactly the same picking and exactly the same frets, except the next set of strings up, so on the E and the B. And we end with a massive tone wide vibrato bend again. And that you should bend up to pitch, down, and then 3 pumps out. So the whole thing. Okay, so the third section is kind of a bluesy descending run, and it starts with a little kind of rake and a double stop bend. That's the phone downstairs, and it starts with a little rake and a double stop bend, and the double stop bend is 13th on the B and 13th on the G, and you bend it slightly. Okay, so the next section is this descending run that kind of starts to break out of the scale just a little bit, and it starts on the 15 on the D, then goes down to the 13, then on the A it's 15, 14, 13. And I'm using all downstrokes there. From there it goes down to the 11th fret on the A, and then the 13th, 12th and 11th fret on the E. Again, all downstrokes. Okay, and the last part in that descending pattern goes to the 6th fret on the A, and the 8th, 7th and 6th on the E. So the last part in this section is the turnaround at the end. It starts on the 6th fret on the E, 10th fret on the A, which you slide into, and then down to the 8th fret and the 6th fret. And from there we go to the 9th fret on the D, back to the 8th fret on the A, and then 6th fret on the A as well. And then the final part in this is just a big old kind of diminished dyad thing. You give it that kind of bend. So the whole thing sounds like this. So the very last thing again is kind of another diminished run followed by a Zakk Wylde pentatonic outro. And it sounds like this. Screwed up the ending there, but that's what it sounds like. And that starts on the 7th fret on the E string, and then to the 8th fret on the A string. So it's this kind of devil's note kind of thing. And from there we slide into the 8th fret again on the A, and then the 9th fret on the D. So each time you do that, you're kind of sliding into it. Okay? And then that just repeats in the next octave. And from there we go upper minor third and play exactly the same thing. Except from there you're starting on the 10th fret on the E. So the very outro piece here is this fast Zakk Wylde part, and this is the hardest part of the entire solo, I think. And it goes like this. It's just descending through the pentatonic scale. Okay, so slow. It's the first part, second part, third part, last part. And then for the ending, we just slide into the 15th on the D. And that's the solo. So thank you for watching, and again, if you haven't seen the video, check it out on Leo's channel now. Go subscribe to him because he's awesome, puts out a metal cover every Friday. I'm going to go play some more guitar.